Welcome, everybody. This is the first edition of our daily Olympic vlog. It'll only happen during the Olympics naturally. This is our daily vlog, and we'll be talking about various aspects or things within the Olympics, and hopefully we'll get to speak to a couple of athletes. So it seems a little bit premature doing it since the Olympics only starts in a couple of days' time. Now, the reason why we're doing it actually quite early is that the Olympics actually started, it started today. There were the first games today. It started off with softball, women's softball, and it started off with women's football. And already we've had a lot of exciting results. So today in the baseball or softball side, there weren't too many surprises. I mean, Japan naturally beat Australia. That was expected. United States won 2-0 against Italy. A little bit of a closer game than what they was probably expected. And Canada beat Mexico 4-0. So I think it was quite exciting. And tomorrow they're playing again. The same teams are playing again, but just in a different order. And tomorrow you got the United States playing against Canada. It should be quite a close one, quite a hardly contested one. Would say, traditionally speaking, that United States would win it, but who knows what Canada will put out there. Japan, Mexico, I think will be a one-sided, very similar to today's 8-1 for Japan. Japan should easily beat Mexico, comfortably beat Mexico. Their team is pretty exceptional, and yeah, going for gold, hey? It's a really, really good round. Then the next one will be Australia, Italy. I mean, Italy did a lot better than what I expected today against the United States. Australia is never a bad team, but will they be able to bounce back after such a big loss today? Who knows? Only time will tell. Now, football. Well, the football was so exciting today. So exciting. Sort of with the Great Britain against Chile game. I watched that whole game, and I mean, Great Britain were absolutely phenomenal. Chile were not in it at all. The scoreline was 2-0 to Great Britain, but it could be a lot higher. I mean, Great Britain even had a goal disallowed for offsides. They were completely dominant. Brazil, China instead, well, Brazil won at 5-0, but it wasn't all plain sailing for Brazil. Of course, they're a fantastic team, and Marta scored again. And Marta, I think this is her 5th or 6th Olympics for Marta. What a phenomenal player, and she carries on scoring, and she's an amazing player. But China offered a lot in attack. The problem was in defense. What did they offer in defense? Absolutely nothing. The Chinese team offered nothing in defense. So quite often they were caught fiddling around with the ball in defense. Actually, Marta's goal, which was the 3rd goal of the match, was actually because China couldn't clear the ball. They had a row of Chinese girls all back there, ready to all on top of each other, trying to get the ball away. The ball actually went out to Marta just inside the big box, and Marta slotted it. I expected a little bit more from China. We know Brazil's a phenomenal team. Always expected Brazil to win, but China actually, but not by so much. China actually offered something. Sweden, United States. What a game. That game there was, also watched that full game. I actually watched it delayed because I was watching the Great Britain-Chile game. I watched the second half of that game and then of the Sweden, United States, and went back and watched the first half. Well, I can't believe that United States was the world champions, not Sweden, because the United States were completely dominated. Sweden owned them, completely owned them on the field. Sweden attacked from all sides. Sweden completely blasted away the first half. The second half, United States offered a little bit in the second half. They brought in some of their more well-known subs, came in the second half. I actually think the United States were caught overconfident. But Sweden played exceptional football. They really, really deserved their win. They really deserved the 3-0 win that they got. What a game. Japan, Canada, I didn't watch. I actually assumed that Canada would easily win it, but Japan came back in the second half and equalized. The first half was very much stats-wise towards Canada. I didn't watch the game, but I was quite surprised to see the 1-1 draw between Japan and Canada. Zambia, Netherlands was an interesting game. I mean, Netherlands weren't really tested in the sense that they pretty much ran freely in attack. How can I put this? It was badly put. I actually put that very badly. What actually happened in that game was that Netherlands, yes, were the better team. They dominated the game. But that Zambian goalkeeper really, really had a bad day. The first goal, she could have stayed back in her box. She would have still had time to clear the ball. She ran out of a box, tried to header the ball, missed the ball completely. The ball was picked up and scored. The second goal, once again, she was outside of the big box. She went to ground to try and stop the ball from getting past her. Actually handballed the ball, but luckily it went to a Netherlands player, and it was scored. Another goal, 2 goals, straight off that kickoff. What happened off the kickoff? 2 passes, boom, 3-0 up. Netherlands was 3-0 up. Zambia were already out of the game. Now, Zambia did come back then. They scored a goal, a nice little work piece, but Zambia offered a lot in attack. They moved forward quite nicely. They got some very quick goals. But as soon as they lose possession, they had no answer. Netherlands scored 10 goals. So 10-3 pretty much explains it. Actually, Zambia came back right at the end to score 2 goals, but the game was already over. Netherlands had a massive lead. They were 10-1 up. So great work by the Netherlands. Zambia, I think, can offer more. If the goalkeeper was a little bit better, it could have been a 5-3 result or a 6-3 result. That still would have been dominated. They still would have lost big, but it would have at least been a respectful kind of scoreline. Australia and New Zealand didn't watch that game, but it must have been a huge tackle between 2 teams that know each other quite well. They live just across the channel from each other. Australia took that one 2-1, which would have been expected considering their log positions in the world, the FIFA rankings, consider the history of the 2 teams. But 2-1 was quite a good result. I think I didn't watch it, as I said, but I thought that was a pretty justified result. I think when I went for my predictions, I went for 2-0 to Australia. But well done. It was a great first round of football. Tomorrow, instead, the men are playing. The men, I think, will be a little bit, could be quite interesting too. Some of the teams we've just seen now in the Euros aren't there, but naturally, this is an under-23 team with a couple of outstanding players. Some of the very, very young players that were in the Euros aren't going to be here. Some of the young players in the Copa America aren't going to be here. So it'll be interesting to see who's going to play. And also, the odd one about this one here is that a lot of players that qualified for this tournament aren't going to be there. So coming from South Africa and having our seminar with Neil Toby recently, the RSA South Africa against Japan game should be a cracker of a game. South Africa's got some good players, but they had to change some players right at the end. So first they had to change players because some of the qualifying players were too old, but that's what all the teams had to go through. The second thing was that they've had some injuries, some sickness. They had a couple of players with COVID. What are they going to offer? Well, it's actually a very, very good side. But the Japanese team, Japan's playing at home, they're always strong. Brazil, Germany should be a cracker. Brazil always offer great players, young players that always come through. Brazil, Germany, some of those players I've seen in the Nations Cup. And I've seen them as younger players. They're actually a very good side too. They are very structured, very disciplined, some big physical presence from some of the players, big, strong boys. So that should be an interesting game. Romania, in my opinion, should walk all over Honduras. Honduras qualified, but they've got a limit. They've got a small country. I think Romania should take that one there. Australia will offer a lot of fights. They prove to be always quite a tough team to play against, no matter what sport they're playing against. They're always going to be up for the game, but Argentina should dispatch with them quite comfortably. Ivory Coast, Saudi Arabia. You would think Ivory Coast would take that one. I think the Saudis have got a little bit to answer for. They can ask questions at least, not answer for. They can ask questions. They can ask some serious questions of Ivory Coast. France, Mexico. Mexico is a team that on the day can beat anybody. Theoretically speaking, France should easily win this one. But without players like Mbappe being there, without some of their top youngsters that have just played in the Euros, have France have they got enough to offer to beat Mexico? It's hard to tell. Very tough to tell. New Zealand against Republic of Korea. Sure, I don't know where to go with that game. I think they're pretty evenly matched. I think they should be. It should be quite a nicely contested match. Who will take that one? I actually don't really know. It'll be a good one. Egypt, well, big hope for Africa. Hopefully they'll do well, like Ivory Coast. But Ivory Coast have actually got a better record in the Olympics. Egypt should offer quite a bit. They've got a good, well-structured team, some good players in the side. Spain, Spain's always exceptionally good. What can you say about Spain? Can you ever count Spain out? Actually, you can't. The Spanish team, I think a lot of you guys have seen them play. You saw them play in one of the warm-up games for the Euros. They played because the national team, the senior men's team, had COVID and they couldn't play. And these kids put up an incredible performance. They're actually a good team. I'm going to put my neck out here because I actually shouldn't do this, but I actually think that Spain could be one of the teams to beat, if not the team to beat in this Olympics. They really do offer a lot. Naturally, Brazil is always very strong. Argentina is always very strong. You're going to have a Great Britain that's got a good team. Also, once again, one of the problems with them is that they actually, sorry, Great Britain's not here. Excuse me. But they offer a hell of a lot in their team, and France will be another team to beat. Some very tough teams out there. Who's going to take it? Well, that's going to be a difficult one. In the women's one also, you can't take any predictions now, taking after the first round, having a look at the first round, with Great Britain being really impressive. Brazil, maybe the best team of the day, even though I didn't watch 2 of the games. Netherlands weren't tested really. Sweden were really impressive against United States, where United States are a little bit expecting to easily win or not. Who knows? This is going to be a great tournament to watch. Unfortunately, I think teams like Zambia and China, I think, are going to struggle. I think they're really going to find the Olympics a bit tough. So anyway, that's my wrap for day -2, not even day 1. And let's see where it goes from here. Hopefully it's going to all end up going well. It should end up going well. So a great start to the Olympics, 2 days before the proper official start of the Olympics. There is shooting tomorrow, but from what I understand, it's only training. It's not actually a live event. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned. Connect to us tomorrow around about the same time, between 4 and 5 o'clock UK time. I'll be connecting and talking about the day's events. Enjoy. Thank you so much. Bye.